Hello everybody and welcome to Sin City Living. My name is Jason. I'll be bringing you today's episode. Now, most of the updates and things for the channel we're putting at the end of each video so that people can skip right through it, skip right to it and hear about it, or just not watch that portion at all. But a couple things that I do want to bring up real fast, doing a couple of small changes to what we're doing here. Kind of going back to the roots, going back to the basics. And what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the strategies. And please email us any strategies you would like us to shoot videos on, even if it's ones we've already done in the past, over the past year and a half. I can't go through all of our videos and dredge up all of the strategies so I can remember them all. So please, please, please email them to us. And this is how I'm going to do it. Each one is going to be a series of videos. I'm going to do the initial video where I will present the strategy, go over it, analyze it, talk a little bit about the strategy, some of its strengths, some of its weaknesses. And then I will shoot another video or a series of videos. It's going to be 2 or 3 videos of how it stacks up on the statistical likelihood rolls. 15 rolls without a 7, 30 rolls without a 7, 45, and 60. How it would stack up on basically 10 minute to hour and a half long rolls. And that will be split up into 2, sometimes maybe 3 videos, depending on how long it takes. And then after that, I will shoot another video where we will do that particular strategy under some live rolls. Now, the live roll strategies, the live roll videos, those are going to be going on the patron site for our patrons. But the other 3 to 4 videos will be on our regular YouTube channel. After that, I'm going to stitch all of them together, except for the live roll, but I'll stitch all the rest of them together into one long video for our daily premiere, where everyone is able to chat with each other and amongst themselves. Hasn't quite gone the way I was hoping it would go, but one unexpected bonus to it is that I have noticed that there's been a lot of chat going on between the fans. So I'd like to continue that, keep that going. So we'll continue doing these premiere videos so that everybody can chat with each other. And I go through the chats and get ideas for videos and stuff like that, because while I'm doing these strategy series, I'm still going to have the other videos in between, plus crossfires and stuff like that when I can get Louie. Thank you, by the way, to West and I believe it was East Coast Craps for the support on today's premiere. We really, really appreciate that. It's going to be very helpful for us to continue growing the channel. And thank you also to everybody for the coffees. Very appreciated. Very, very appreciated. I am living on coffee right now. With all of that being said, sorry for how long it took, we're going to go ahead and jump into today's video. So for today's video, we are still with our Back to the Basics series, where we're just going back through and we're redoing or changing how we do our strategy videos. And now they are 4 video series: the overview video, the decent to good rolls video, the 15 to 30 rolls without a 7 video, which is about 10 to 40 minutes or so on a live game, and then the great to phenomenal rolls, which are the 40 minutes to an hour and a half or more rolls, basically 45 to 60 rolls without a 7. This one is coming from a comment we got, just basically a question. So this one is actually going to be one of our comparison videos or series of videos with multiple strategies and comparing them out, how they would perform on the decent to good to great to phenomenal rolls. This one, because it's a little bit harder and a little bit more difficult and longer to shoot, when we get to the live rolls video, this one will be an exclusive for our tier 3 and up patrons instead of our tier 2 and up patrons. Don't stress, we're still going to have monthly videos coming out for our tier 1 patrons as well, and of course our tier 2 patrons are getting all the rest of our live roll videos. Thank you everybody for the coffees, which I actually left inside. I'm going to go have to grab that in a second. Today I am doing Bones coffee, which we brewed at home, but it's really good coffee. My wife is a huge fan of it. She found it years ago. We can only buy it online. They have a lot of different flavors. It's really, really, really good stuff. Really strong too. You don't have to use as much to brew it as you normally would. And otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and jump right into this. Oh, real quick. for those of you guys that are interested in maybe answering some questions for us, if you have certain skill sets or helping us out with some stuff, check the end of the video where I talk about some of the things that we're hoping to do and some of the things that I don't know how to do. So I'd love to be able to ask some questions of somebody that knows it as far as expanding out the channel. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and jump into today's video. So you'll notice there's no puck on the table because, again, we're comparing some strategies, and all of these strategies deal with place bets. They're not going to care about what the point is, so we just get rid of it. They're gonna place the point regardless. Most people would. There's some people that'll do the pass line bets, but the core strategy still remains the same. Of course, there's a small effect on the rolls and such when you have the bets off during come out rolls, and then on some things may hit and you won't get paid for it. But some players will have their bets working during the come out roll as well. But this is the most fair way that we can show these strategies. So what are they? We're going to look at this as a $10 table on a $10 minimum bet table with a $2,000 maximum bet. That's going to be our range for today. That way we can get a pretty decent comparison of what's what. And these 4 strategies are, change my notes real fast on it. The 4 strategies are going to be the power press, the mid press, the press 1 unit, and the power press and collect alternating. I do know that we haven't done the press 1 unit as far as our new Back to the Basics series, but it will be upcoming soon. But we're going to go ahead and throw it in here. All right, so every single one of these strategies deals with going across. And since we're saying a $10 minimum bet table, we are going to be running really low on checks by the time this is halfway through, I'm sure. So we're looking at going across 64, including the point, if there was a point marked. And then from here, they go into whatever strategy they have. And for this example, the first player is going to be doing a power press strategy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start every player off when I do the comparisons of the good to great rolls, and then the decent to good rolls, and then the great to fantastic rolls. Probably going to start every player off with, say, $100 bankroll. So they're all going to start off with $34 remaining in their bankroll. The reason for that is because the power presser actually throws more money in throughout their experience on the table, basically. And this is how they work. Power pressers are looking, the entire goal of a power presser is to shoot towards table max as absolute fast as possible. Now, when we compare with statistical likelihood on rolls. But the thing with all of these strategies, not just the power press, is that they're really hoping for one number to break the statistics. You might have a 12 or 15 minute roll, which happens not super often, but happens often enough. I see it multiple times throughout the night, where, say, a 6 or a 5 rolls 7 or 8 times, which normally, statistically, it would roll maybe 3 times. And that's what the power pressers are really looking for. They're looking for that 20-minute roll where they got one number up to table max and were able to collect on it, from $64 to making a few thousand. I have seen this in action multiple times, and I have seen this win multiple times. But generally, the power presser loses because they are basically all the chips or none of the chips. Now, if a power presser is down quite a bit, they may choose a point to collect. Some power pressers will end up collecting maybe once somewhere in there where they'll collect $300 or $400 just so they can collect enough for another 3 or 4 shooters. But typical power pressers, the general power press move is to go all the way to table max as fast as you possibly can. So they'll even throw more money in. For instance, right here, the $10, depending on where you're at, it's either going to pay $18 or it's going to pay $19 if it's already a buy. Most power pressers are going to throw the $1 or $2 in and press this straight up to 30. Same thing right here. You look at a 6. 6 pays $14. The $12 6 pays $14. A power presser is throwing in $4 and shooting their bet straight up to $30. From 30, they're likely going to throw in $1 because it pays 35 and bring their bet all the way up to $66. The very next hit, they're probably going to throw in another $7 and bring their bet all the way up to $150. That's generally the point where they'll stop throwing in money, and they may even start collecting the tiniest little bit because they're just going to go to a more standard press. You look at, say, a 5 and a 9, pays $14. A power presser is probably going to throw in $1, press it up to 25, and then the next hit, they're going to go up to 60, and then from there, they probably throw in their $6, and they bring it all the way up to 150. And then from there, they generally won't throw money in. They may or may not, depending. But generally, they're just going to press it up as best they can from there. The second strategy that we are going to be looking at will be the mid press, and we've already filmed a series on the mid press. But the mid press it's basically a press some, collect some. You're trying to put some in your rail, at the same time you're trying to increase your bets. And the thing with the mid press is the longer the roll goes, the faster it escalates. The mid press isn't like a straight line going up the chart. A mid press is more a curve that almost approaches a power press at a certain point. In fact, a lot of mid pressers will start power pressing at one point. The difference is the mid-presser will not be throwing money in, they will always be collecting a little bit of money. Generally, if a mid-presser catches a 6 to 10 minute roll, they have not only made back their original buy-in towards this shooter, their original investment into the shooter, but they've probably made some profit. And then from there, they're just profiting more and more and more as their bets grow larger and larger and larger. The third player is going to be doing Press 1 Unit. Press 1 Unit, and we will be filming our Back to the Basics series on the Press 1 Unit. The Press 1 Unit is one of the most underrated strategies out there. It is extraordinarily simple, and it is shockingly strong. The mid-press oftentimes, especially as the bets start going up a little bit higher, they don't press 1 unit. They are pressing multiple units, 2 or 3 units, because they're collecting 3 or 4 units also. Whereas the Press 1 Unit player is just pressing up 1 unit at a time. It is truly, truly, truly surprising how strong this strategy can be. The thing about the Press 1 Unit, most players that do this, there's one of 2 players do this. They're either brand new players that just learn how to press, probably from a dealer telling them about it, or from a player next to them. So they keep the Press 1 Unit going infinitely. The other type of player is one that knows how underrated the strategy is, and they tend to press 1 unit up to a certain point, either the first green level, 25 and 30, or the second green level, 50 and 60, and then they transition into a mid-press type of strategy because they have more than made their initial investment back if they hit those points. For the purposes of our examinations of how they perform, we'll just continue with the Press 1 unit, even though we start getting some kind of oddball bets if it goes on long enough. And then the final strategy is the question that was asked for us, and that was power press once, collect once. Power press once, collect once. Power press once, collect once. The downside to this one is its performance is not going to be as strong as the power press, obviously. What it's trying to do with this type of strategy is you're trying to make back your initial investment into the shooter and collect some money. It's the type of mentality that is also used, it also ends up playing things like the mid-press, the Press 1 unit, even Iron Cross expanding with some presses. It's the exact opposite mentality of the power presser. The power presser, again, is looking to shoot for table max as fast as possible. Shoot for table max as quickly as they possibly can, and then just collect. If the power presser catches that hour-and-a-half long roll, they're collecting thousands, tens of thousands probably. We'll find out when I do the comparisons. Whereas power press and collect will not hit that same margin. So those are the four strategies that we are going to be comparing and how they work. And stay tuned for the next video where I compare them on the decent to good rolls, the 15 to 30 rolls without a 7. That's about 10 to 35, 40-minute rolls. And those are the types of rolls you can see every single night. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Stay tuned. Bye now. Thank you, everybody, for watching today's video. And as promised, a little bit more detail on things that we are working on. So again, we want to continue trying to expand the channel. We're really hoping to be able to add roulette as soon as possible, and then some video keno, video slots, stuff along those lines. Unfortunately, it ate up almost all of our cash, paying off all of our bills during the month of January while we were down. And now that the holidays have ended, YouTube's payouts have dropped significantly. So we're kind of treading water here as far as all that goes. Do have a lot of things we want to add, though. Not just those things, those additional games, and hopefully some carnival games and such like that, but the live streams. The biggest problem right now with the live streams is with 3 jobs combined between the 2 of us, 4 if I include the 20 to 30 hours a week I'm putting into the YouTube channel. It's very, very difficult for me to have a day and time that I can commit to doing the live stream every single week, because we also have our very young child to take care of. But I'm trying to figure that out. I'm thinking it's probably going to end up being on Monday nights or Tuesday afternoons, or possibly both. I intend to do at least one live stream exclusively for our patrons, and then another one on the YouTube channel. So possibly both days. We also have a few other things that we really want to attempt to move forward on. I'm just running into either time or skill set issues. I do want to eventually have a website going for us. I did used to program websites over a decade ago. A lot of things have changed, and I just don't have that time. And not a whole lot of knowledge on the current state of building websites, hosting what sites can host, and how to build up the e-commerce stuff. So if anybody has any skill sets along those lines and would like to answer some questions or just help us out, shoot us an email, sincitylivinglv@gmail.com. Also, I really hope to be able to start adding some exclusive stuff from Sin City Living, logoed shirts, hats. I'm looking to get custom dice made, even custom layouts made, although those would be pretty expensive. But I know zero about e-commerce and drop shipping and anything along those lines. So if you have any skill or knowledge in that area, please email me. I would love to ask you some questions and see if you can answer a few to help me figure out how to get that going. Same thing with designing our logos. I had some logos designed, very, very small logos, unfortunately, not big enough to blow up to put on t-shirts and stuff like that. And again, I know I know nothing about logo design, graphic design, any kind of websites that could do it. I literally know nothing. So if you have any skill or knowledge in that area also, please email me, and you're willing to answer some questions, please email me and let me know. I'll admit I don't even know where to start as far as asking some questions, but I'm sure I'll ask a few, and that'll trigger a few more, so on and so forth. So yeah, there's that, and of course we do hope to continue to improve our AV setup, but I am an AV moron, so also right there, if you have any skill sets or knowledge in that area, please email me, and are willing to answer some questions. Please email me and let me know. We would love to help. Otherwise, again, thank you everybody for watching, and we're very excited to continue bringing you our videos. Bye now.